Hi everyone, this is Michael Jared Bauer and this is Rodney. And you can see Rodney's a rabbit and Rodney really loves to draw. And so one day I wrote a story about Rodney the rabbit who really loves to draw and a day when something disastrous happens to him. So I'm going to read that little story to you. It's called Rodney Loses It, written by me and illustrated by the fantastic Chrissy Krebs. Rodney Loses It. I wonder what that could possibly be. There's Rodney loses it. He doesn't look particularly happy. So here we go. Rodney was a rabbit who loved nothing more than drawing. He never found it tiresome, tedious, or boring. He loved to draw both day and night, and once he drew while snoring. But then, one day, disaster struck. The one thing Rodney feared while working at his drawing desk, his pen just disappeared. Now Rodney, he'd lost things before. His yo-yo and his slinky, his red bow tie, his front door keys, his yellow duck named Dinky. So you might think a missing pen was nothing too upsetting, but you'd be wrong, and that's because there's something you're forgetting. This pen was not just any pen, for Rodney had so many. This pen was Rodney's favourite pen, a pen that he called Penny. No other pen drew lines as smooth or clear or sharp or blacker. Yes, Penny was a super pen, a champion, a cracker. How much did Rodney love his pen? It sometimes led to kissing. So just imagine how he felt when Penny Pen went missing. The blood drained straight from Rodney's face. His heart beat ever faster. He had to find his penny pen and end this great disaster. So Rodney pushed his glasses back with fierce determination and gave his little writing desk a close examination. He searched to left and then to right. He searched both front and rear. He searched above. He searched below. Can pens just disappear? He searched in every single place he might have dropped or tossed it, but Penny Pen could not be found, and that's when Rodney lost it. He screwed his face up like a prune. He yanked his furry ears. He shook his head. He ground his teeth. He burst out into tears. Wow. And then he did some other things, like muttering and squealing, pounding on his writing desk while shouting at the ceiling, "My penny's lost, she's gone for good. She's vanished, she's departed. I'll never find her any more," he wailed, all broken-hearted. Wow. "Oh, woe is me, my life is ruined, for Penny is no more. I'll never draw another thing, that much I know for sure." But then, when all the sobbing ceased, he rubbed his bleary eyes, and right there on the drawing desk, to Rodney's great surprise, was Penny Pen, his favourite pen, in all her pen-like glory. "It looks as if we'll have a happy ending to our story. Oh, wondrous day, wahoo, hooray," the joyful rabbit shouted. "I knew my penny would return. I did. I never doubted." So Rodney grabbed his pen with glee and chose some clean white paper and shouted for the world to hear, "I love this drawing caper. I must begin my masterpiece before a second passes." And that's what Rodney would have done if he hadn't lost his glasses. Oh no. First he loses his pen, then he finds his pen, then his glasses disappear. I've got no idea where those glasses have gone. Have you? No, maybe I do. That's the story of Rodney Loses It. Did you notice where Rodney's pen was all the time that he lost it? Well, think about that. One of the things I liked doing about writing that book was writing it in rhyme, and that's when you have the words sounding like each other. It makes it sound more enjoyable, and perhaps it's also easier to read and easier to remember. Did you hear all the rhyming words in the story? Even right from the beginning, there's 3 rhyming words. Rodney was a rabbit who loved nothing more than drawing. He never found it tiresome, tedious, or boring. He loved to draw both day and night, and once he drew while snoring. Drawing, boring, snoring. They all sound very much the same. Can you think of any other words that might rhyme with drawing, boring, snoring? What about if you're making yourself a cup of tea and you have to pouring, snoring, boring, drawing, snoring? What about what lions might do at the zoo? Roaring. And maybe you see a plane flying in the sky and you describe it as soaring. There's lots of words that rhyme with each other. So maybe that's the thing you could do. If you have a copy of Rodney Loses It, maybe you could go through the book and see if you can find all the rhyming words, and then see if you can find some other words that rhyme with those ones, just like we did then. And another exercise might be this. If you don't have a copy of the book, have a look around the room you're in, or the classroom, or the house, or the school, and see if you can find some objects and then find words that rhyme with that. For example, I might look around and I might say, there's a light up there. Light. And if you think about it, light, if you're bright, you might just come up with some other words that sound very similar to it. You might come up with a whole bunch of words. Sometimes you might find a word and it's very difficult to rhyme. So I might say computer. I don't think I can come up with a rhyming word with computer, but there are lots of other words and lots of other things in your room, in your classroom, in your house, your home, that you'll be able to find, and see if you can find at least one rhyming word, and then maybe you'll be able to find some others. If you don't find any rhyming words, if you can't find them, make sure you're not like Rodney. Don't lose it. Just go and look for another object. In the meantime, if you ever get a chance to read Rodney Loses It, look carefully at the pictures and see if you can work out where Penny Pen disappeared to all the time that Rodney thought that he'd lost her. It must be somewhere in the story, but it's very difficult to find out where that pen was actually gone to all that time. Oh, wait a minute. Wasn't that